Ever feel like you're dealing with a big kid in an adult's body? That's the hallmark of a narcissist. They may look like grown-ups, but their emotional maturity is stuck in a time warp. Their need for constant attention, inability to handle criticism, and lack of empathy can be downright exhausting. It's like dealing with a toddler trapped in an adult's world. Buckle up, because navigating their world can be a wild ride. Narcissists often struggle to grasp the concept of shared responsibility or consequences for their actions. They're quick to blame others, deflect criticism, and play the victim. This lack of accountability can leave you feeling frustrated, unheard, and emotionally drained. Understanding the childlike nature of narcissism is key to navigating interactions with individuals who exhibit these traits. It's not about excusing their behavior, but rather about equipping yourself with the knowledge to protect your own well-being. Narcissists see the world through a distorted lens, one that magnifies their own importance while diminishing everyone else's. They have an inflated sense of self, believing they are superior, special, and deserving of constant praise. They crave admiration and validation, often fishing for compliments and seeking recognition for even the smallest achievements. This self-centeredness can manifest as a lack of interest in others' lives, a tendency to interrupt or redirect conversations back to themselves, and a difficulty in acknowledging or celebrating the successes of others. They may downplay your accomplishments or find ways to make it about them, leaving you feeling unseen and unimportant. Their need for constant validation stems from a deep-seated insecurity and a fragile sense of self-worth. They rely on external praise and admiration to prop up their ego and maintain their inflated sense of importance. Understanding this underlying vulnerability can shed light on the motivations behind their seemingly self-absorbed behavior. One of the most striking characteristics of narcissists is their lack of empathy. They struggle to understand or share the feelings of others. It's not that they're incapable of empathy, but rather that it's been stunted or underdeveloped, often due to early childhood experiences or learned behaviors. This empathy deficit makes it difficult for them to recognize the impact of their actions on others. They may act carelessly or make hurtful remarks without considering the emotional consequences. They might even take pleasure in others' misfortune or feel threatened by their successes. Their inability to connect with others on an emotional level can create a sense of distance and isolation in relationships. It can feel like you're dealing with a wall, someone who is incapable of understanding or reciprocating your feelings. Remember those epic toddler tantrums? Narcissists are masters of these, albeit in more sophisticated adult forms. When things don't go their way, they may erupt in anger, unleash personal attacks, or resort to passive-aggressive tactics. Their go-to defense mechanism? Blame shifting. They're experts at dodging responsibility and projecting their own shortcomings onto others. It's always someone else's fault, never theirs. This lack of accountability can be incredibly frustrating and damaging to relationships. They struggle to acknowledge their mistakes and rarely offer genuine apologies. Instead, they deflect, minimize, or justify their behavior. This refusal to take responsibility for their actions can leave you feeling hurt, angry, and emotionally drained. Real-life narcissists. Spotting the patterns in everyday behavior. Let's bring this to life with some familiar scenarios. Imagine a coworker who constantly interrupts, takes credit for others' ideas, and sulks when they don't receive enough praise. Or a friend who consistently steers conversations back to themselves, downplays your accomplishments, and seems oblivious to your feelings. These are classic examples of narcissistic traits playing out in everyday life. They might seem like minor annoyances at first, but over time, these patterns of behavior can take a toll on your emotional well-being. Recognizing these red flags is crucial for protecting yourself from narcissistic manipulation. By understanding the motivations and tactics of narcissists, you can start to set healthy boundaries and navigate these challenging relationships with greater awareness. The price of silence enabling narcissistic behavior. Often unintentionally, we contribute to the problem. We make excuses for their behavior, tolerate their outbursts, and constantly try to please them. Why? Because we hope things will change. Here's the hard truth: they won't. Not without professional help, which they rarely seek. Each time we let a narcissistic transgression slide, we send a dangerous message. Your behavior is acceptable. This reinforces their belief that they're above the rules, fueling the cycle of manipulation and control. Our silence protects them, but at what cost to ourselves? Our own mental and emotional health often pays the price. We deserve better than to constantly walk on eggshells around someone else's ego. Setting boundaries. Protecting yourself from narcissistic manipulation. So, how do we deal with these emotional bulldozers? Boundaries are key. This means clearly defining what behavior is acceptable and what's not. It means saying no without guilt and standing firm in the face of their disapproval. This isn't easy. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, guilt trips, and emotional blackmail. Be prepared for resistance, anger, and attempts to undermine your resolve. Stay strong. Your well-being depends on it. Remember, you can't control their behavior, but you can control your reactions to it. Choose not to engage in their drama. Choose to prioritize your own mental and emotional health. Seeking support. Navigating the challenges of dealing with narcissists. Dealing with a narcissist can be incredibly isolating. Their manipulative tactics often leave you feeling drained, confused, and questioning your own sanity. It's crucial to remember that you're not alone and there is support available. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist. Sharing your experiences with someone who understands can provide validation, guidance, and a much-needed emotional outlet. Therapy can be particularly helpful in developing coping mechanisms, setting healthy boundaries, and processing the emotional impact of narcissistic abuse. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Understanding for empowerment, breaking free from the narcissist's grip. Knowledge is power. By understanding the psychology of narcissism, we equip ourselves to better navigate these challenging relationships. We learn to recognize their patterns, anticipate their reactions, and protect ourselves from their manipulative tactics. This understanding empowers us to make informed choices about our interactions with narcissists. We can choose to set boundaries, limit contact, or walk away from toxic relationships that are detrimental to our well-being. Remember, we can't change a narcissist, nor should we try. Our focus should be on safeguarding our own mental and emotional health. By understanding narcissism, we empower ourselves to break free from their grip and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships.